Hi there, and welcome to another episode in our journey to discover what Russia is like now in 2023. In previous videos, we have shown you what shopping's like here, what different expos are like. Amidst all the sanctions and stuff, is groceries still available? Is the retail sector collapsing? And today we thought that we would go and have a look at infrastructure. What's getting built now, what's been built in the past, and maybe even a bit of what might be built in the future. So let's head out and see what's getting built in Novosibirsk in 2023. So guys, before we get started, just want to say thank you to today's sponsor, a long-time follower of this channel. He's reached out to me and just wanted to help support the channel. And so he sponsored today's video. There'll be links down in the description below. So yeah, be sure to check him out and let's get going. So we start our journey here at the chapel for St. Nicholas the Wonder Worker, and it was built in the construction started in 1914. It was designed by the famous Dmitry 𝐂𝐀𝐍𝐄, and he actually designed it for free. He did the architecture for free. He is known for designing over 100 large structures and buildings here in Russia, mostly in the Siberia region. And one of those includes the Collective Trade Center, which is just over there. This building here was also destroyed actually back in 1930 by the Soviets and wasn't rebuilt until 1993 and is still standing today. A very beautiful chapel right in the center of Novosibirsk here, and really part of the heart of the Russian tradition is the Orthodox faith, and this is a stark reminder of its influence in Russia. Moving along, we come to the Novosibirsk Theatre of Opera and Ballet. It was constructed in 1931 to 1941 and was opened in 1945. It is the largest theatre here in Russia, and it's really quite impressive. The dome that makes up the main cavern of the theatre is 60 meters in diameter and has an average thickness of 8 centimeters, which makes the radius to thickness ratio less than that of a chicken egg, which is I think about 1 to 250, and this is 1 to 750. The actual height of the dome is 35 meters, and it is quite an iconic piece of architecture here in Russia. One of the things that I find interesting about this theatre in particular is that it was built, slippery. So all the snow's melting, is causing the path to ice up. But it was very interesting to me that it was built during the Great Patriotic War, or World War II as a lot of us would know it, which is quite a feat considering how many lives were sacrificed during that period, that they could manage to do this at the same time. Quite incredible. So behind me here we have Novosibirsk's 4th bridge across the Ob River. It stands 114 meters tall. This concrete section here, this height section. The project was started back in 2020 and was expected to be finished before the beginning of this year. But now they're saying that it will probably not be finished until 2023. It's going to be a suspension section of the bridge right here, but at the moment, until that tower gets finished, it's all on temporary supports. The bridge itself is 1.5 kilometers long, and the whole project with the roads and everything, I think there's 5 kilometers of roads. They've had to go under railway bridges and move tram lines and stuff like that. It's expected to cost about 40 billion rubles. And they have an estimated 2,500 people working on it. As you can tell, it's spring and they're all busy now. Another big infrastructure project. So really, I just think that what I've learned today through checking through all these different buildings and things, the architecture of Novosibirsk, is just how resilient the Russian people are. Russia as a nation is going through all these different time periods that had quite a few of their own hardships till today, even going through a war and all these sanctions and stuff, and they're still managing to make these amazing projects like the one we're going to now, which is a synchrotron right on the cutting edge of technology and scientific innovation. So this is what it's supposed to look like. I went and spoke to the security guards over there, and we're not actually allowed on the site to film. You have to put in an application and stuff like that. But they said there's not really a whole lot to see there. It's mostly site works at the moment, putting piles in and all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of snow around at the moment, so not a whole lot of work getting done on that front. We just earlier went and spoke to some people putting the water in, so there probably won't be anything worthwhile to see here for another year, probably at least. And so far they're saying the end of 2024 is when it will be finished, and we'll see how that goes. This project was ordered by Vladimir Putin himself, so yeah, we'll see how it goes as far as being on time and all that kind of thing. But unfortunately not a lot to show you right now, but it's going to be an impressive project, and we'll see if we can take you and show you when it's finished. That just about wraps up the video. One thing I wanted to add was that with the synchrotron that's getting built, it is going to be a world-leading facility when it's completed, and they say it's a Gen 4 plus, so it's supposed to exceed the kind of standard of Gen 4 synchrotrons. It's going to be a 3G EV, which is I think 3 billion electron volts, something like that. If somebody knows exactly, they can correct me down in the comments. That would be great. Always keen to learn. But it's going to have a beam width of 75 picometers, which is apparently very thin. I'm not very clued in on all that, but I know that there's not too many other beams in the world that have such a high electron volt level and such a tiny beam. So yeah, anyway, Another thing that I thought was interesting was that like a lot of these projects that we've looked at that are current now, they started before the pandemic, and they've gone right through the pandemic and then into the war that's happening right now. So being able to overcome these logistical problems and all the rising prices of metals and stuff like that, and still be able to finish this these projects is quite impressive. So obviously some of them are a little bit behind schedule, or even a lot behind schedule, but it's kind of understandable given the circumstances. Anyway, let us know what's getting built down in your city where you live. I don't know, maybe put like your flag and then something that's getting built right now in your city. It'd be cool to find out what's going on in the rest of the world. And apart from that, we hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye.
This here, another reason why we need a full drive.
Yeah.
There's a river of slush.
You need a car with a certain amount of clearance to be able to get into these places.
Yeah.
And you need the full drive for the traction, obviously.